Good day, students. This is Mr. Mark Joseph B. Badillo. You can call me Sir Mjay, and we are going to discuss this subject, Earth and Life Science. We are going to begin our new school year for this period, and welcome grade 11 students for this subject. For this day, we are going to begin our overview for this subject matter, and by the way, let me present to you our essential learning competencies. First is, we are going to discuss the overview of the subject matter. Second is, we are going to define Earth and Life Science. Third is, we are going to explain the learning system and process of tutorial videos. Let me ask you a question. How was your previous school year? I think your previous school year is happy and memorable. With regards to this pandemic, we have a lot of struggles that we experience in online classes, which is there is internet interruptions and internet problems. And I hope that if we begin this new school year, we are going to have a new school year that is very memorable to you. So these are the things that you should do during, before, and after our online discussion. So first is have a positive mindset. Second is study your lesson. This thing is very important to you because you need to study your lessons immediately. Third is write the important details that we have on our lessons. And fourth, try to answer quizzes or questions that we have on our discussions or even presented in our discussion. So let's define first what is Earth Science and also Life Science. When we say Earth Science, it is an exciting branch of science with many interesting and practical applications. And also, it provides an overview on the origins of the universe and of Earth, and relates how the unique characteristics of Earth are important in sustaining life. And while life science, it encompasses a wide range of study of the diverse forms of living systems of biological molecules that exist from simple single-celled prokaryotes to complex eukaryotes. Regardless of form, living organisms transform and utilize the energy from the sun and their environment in order to grow, develop, and reproduce for the perpetuation of species. That is the meaning of Earth Science and Life Science. So, what I need to do and what I need to know. Earth and Life Science, it presents the history of the Earth through geological time scale. It discusses the Earth's structure, composition, and processes. Issues, concerns, and problems pertaining to natural hazards are also included to this subject. It also deals with the basic principles and processes in the study of biology. So we have two units in this subject. First is we have Unit 1, Earth Science, and Unit 2, Life Science. So let's start with Earth Science. In this unit, we are going to discuss this first chapter that we have is the Earth's origin. This chapter presents the Earth's origin and also the origin of the universe. Models of the universe are also included in this chapter. So first is it provides the overview of the origins of the universe and also the Earth. And this chapter explores how unique is Earth. And we are going to discuss this lesson about the life forms on Earth on this chapter. So first or second chapter that we have is about the rocks. This chapter presents or explores the formation of rocks and minerals and how these materials affect and are affected by the processes. This chapter also discusses the types of rocks, the rock cycle, and also the different processes of the earth, which is we have exogenic processes and endogenic processes. So this chapter 3, entitled Earth's History, it presents the historical account of the life on Earth through time. And also it discusses the geological time scale and the different evidences that exist on the prehistoric age of our planet. The last chapter that we have on this subject is all about, or the last chapter that we have on this unit, Earth Science rather, is all about the processes and hazards. This chapter explores or discusses the different hazards brought by the natural phenomena that occur on Earth. Earthquakes, landslides, volcanic eruption, hydrometeorological hazards, and salt intrusion or the coastal processes and hazards are also included in this chapter. That is chapter 4, processes and hazards. In the second unit that we have on this chapter is all about life science. Again, students, when we say life science, it is the study of life, or it means it is a study of the different interactions among organisms, and we can call it as biology. So the first chapter that we have on this unit is what we call the study of life. Chapter 5 explores or introduces the origin of life forms and the historical developments in the study of life sciences. In this chapter, we are going to discuss the concept of biology, the different branches of biology that we have on the modern study of biology. So this chapter 6, entitled as Utilizing Energy for Life. This chapter discusses the processes on how living organisms harvest and produce energy from their environment to support life or to sustain life. Photosynthesis, cell cycle, and cell division are also included in this chapter. Chapter 7, Perpetuation of Life. Perpetuation of Life is dissects the mechanisms of reproduction in various living organisms, including the importance of the genetic material in the generations to offspring. Chapter 8, Animals Need to Survive, explores the organ systems of plants and animals and their functions in the survival and development of living organisms. Chapter 9, entitled Plants' Way of Survival. This chapter explores the plants, the organs of plants, and how plants deals with life forms and able to survive. Chapter 10 discusses about the concept of evolution and about the Darwinian theory about evolution. And last chapter that we have on this unit is all about chapter 11, interactions. This chapter examines the ecosystem and biodiversity and how stability is maintained among populations and organisms. Before we end this discussion, let me present to you this Bible verse, Proverbs 22, verse 16. comes to mind that train up a child in the way he should go, even when he is old, he will not depart from it. I think that's for all. Thank you for listening. Again, this is Mr. Mark Joseph B. Badillo, and for your questions and clarifications, you can message me directly from my account, and also don't hesitate to ask me a question. Thank you and God bless you. Stay safe always.